If you know anything about me, you'd know my personality is best described by this album.
Don't care, still don't care, I don't care.
So I thought, who better to discuss the best party albums ever than someone whose party experience begins and ends with, well, not going to any.
People. What a bunch of bastards.
Got to throw the mic, so let's just do that now. Kings and Queens by Jamie T is so flawlessly crafted that I think everyone will find something they like, such as the punk-flavored moments on Sticks and Stones, or the rhythmic, repetitive nature of Hocus Pocus. If you're not the type for chaotic energy, there's still slower, more intimate instances, like on the songs Emily's Heart, Jelly Armin, or Spider's Web. The two high points of Kings and Queens show a masterclass in balancing eclecticism with cohesion. Sticks and Stones being the vulgar, relentless, and youthful song that it is, and Earth, Wind and Fire's bounciness that always progresses into something more. Opening with a soulful sample flowing into a ska-influenced rap, and then finally smoothing out with a harmonious hook. One of the most enjoyable, fun, and irresistible songs I've ever heard. Okay, let's put personal biases aside.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
But realistically, who the hell is complaining about Technique by New Order anywhere? Maybe we won't be blasting Mr. Disco at a funeral, but who knows?
Meanwhile...
This album's where I think New Order become their own band and perfect their unique sound. The album most people seem to enjoy the most from them, Power, Corruption and Lies. Still feels like Bernard is experimenting with synths.
Come on, come on!
And using Ian Curtis's own lyrics, so hanging on to the past a bit. There are times when you want to cry with its bittersweet moments, and others that are just extremely catchy. You'll always catch me singing my heart out when Vanishing Point comes on. It's an essential for every playlist. Moving on to someone who has the same name as me, but is only slightly more talented.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Jessie Ware's What's Your Pleasure manages to be fun, funky, and beautiful at the same time. Tracks like Ooh La La even feature Latin jazz and funk highlights and melodies.
Every day I look.
This album has some of the most deeply embedded nostalgia of any record this decade. It feels undeniably 80s without being too extravagant in production or performance. The structures are simplistic for the most part, but stunning in general. Jessie's voice is so incredible that she can go from a guiding light for the instrumentation, dictating what it does, to serving as an additive touch, only providing slight sonic variations. Yesterday was not a good day for any decent person, so we're back again today. The last two choices were pretty obvious, so let's go back to the channel's roots and look at more overlooked party albums.
I want to go back to being weird. I like being weird. Weird's all I've got. That and a sweet style.
Revelation by the Knox and Dragonettes is the most splendid pure pop album of the year for me. Two artists who are just okay to me when they're not collaborating, teamed up and pulled off a 28-minute long masterclass of a pop album. I think why I enjoy this album so much is because it has moments that sound like Magdalena Bay's Mercurial World. While being less psychedelic and more directly disco focused. I mean, with its groovy synths, hypnotic melodies, and emphatic bass lines, you can't not like it. When I said the Knox and Dragonette released the most terrific pop album of 2025, I technically wasn't lying, because Trouble by Nuevo Testamento is an EP. I'm not really sure how I hadn't heard of this band before, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a more astonishing 15-minute long EP. I'm also not sure what the heck Italo Disco is, but But let's pretend I'm well versed enough to say that this is the best release in its genre. I think the best way to describe Trouble would be Nuevo Testamento time traveled to the 80s, studied every synth-pop masterpiece from that era, and amalgamated everything that made it perfect into one album. I guess when I put on Wildflower by the Avalanches, I hear what everyone else does when they listen to Since I Left You, an album that no matter how hard I try, I can just never understand. With that being said, I think Wildflower was the most drastic and fast change of opinion with any album I've ever had. I put it on at 6 AM and I liked it okay, but 2 hours later when I decided to re-listen for some reason, I thought it was brilliant. It's a perfect balance of fun, quirky, psychedelic, maximalist, diverse, and even simplistic at times. One of my only critiques for the album is Danny Brown's phenomenal verse on Frankie Sinatra is a tiny bit too long. I think it's incredible, but I can see how others wouldn't.
I'm so high, you're so high. If I take another step, then I test my die. Take another step, then I test my life.
And does anyone else think MF Doom kinda sounds like The Rock on this song?
Stock, known for his illy right hook to make Rocky block. That's no poppycock pirate.
To close off this flawless list by a party expert like myself.
No.
And hear me out on this one. A Charlie Brown Christmas by Vince Guaraldi. Okay, not for a party, but...
What? Nah, I never knew that.
But for sophisticated people like myself, we often have people over for dinner. And I don't think anyone could dislike this in any type of setting, especially if it's just hovering in the background. And if someone doesn't like it, you'll be doing us all a favor if you never talk to them again.
Yeah. Peace and love rocks. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Once again, I'm very proud of you and grateful to you for sitting through this monstrosity of a yap session. I hope you came away with new fun albums you can try. God bless you and have a great day.